you enjoyed the Big Read this year?
So our Big Read is about a love of books, a love of vocabulary.
The Big Read is a great project. It really helps the students to engage in stories that they wouldn't normally read.
It's the best initiative I've ever done during form time. It provides a calm, consistent part of the day. It just provides a great climate for learning.
For our pupils, reading 4 books in a year is, for some of them, they might have never read a book before. So it's a lovely opportunity to be able to have that calm, quiet start to the day.
I scored a Big Read 9.5 out of 10.
I scored a Big Read 10 out of 10.
8.6. I give the Big Read a 10.
I give the Big Read a 9.5 out of 10.
I'd say a 10 out of 10.
Yeah, I'd give it a 10 as well.
I'd give the Big Read a score 10 out of 10.
The Birkenhead Park School are all for the children. No matter what child is put in front of you, you treat them exactly the same. We are all about making sure that our pupils achieve excellence when they leave school.
Each morning the students come into form and it takes up all of our form time, so we look at the vocab from our books and we spend around 35-40 minutes each form time reading.
You get in your form room, you get in your seats, you're sitting, you get your books out. It's good for kids to just settle down and calm down.
The Big Read is about reading and getting to learn more vocabulary.
I'd say it's just a way to improve your reading level and just a way to wake up in the morning.
Just help with your spelling. That could be say if you read for 10 minutes a day and get your spelling up.
So when I was told that I'd be a Big Read form tutor, I went to watch another Big Read form tutor and just watched her read a couple of times and her model it for me. And so I sort of gained an understanding of what it was like through watching. And then we've had a few training sessions on it, and we have regular meetings about it as well and look how we can improve it.
Students are encouraged to look and stop at key vocabulary that's identified on the staff knowledge organisers. There's a slide behind students where they have all of the words in the book, the vocabulary in the book that we want students to perhaps improve. Myself or other members of SLT, we go in, we ask for snapshots of the book, where you're up to, have you read this bit yet, had this happened to Bod, oh, what's coming next? We ask them lots about that, which creates this culture of reading and a really lovely reading environment. We also go in and test words, test students on the words, so as they move their vocabulary from unsecure to secure, they can't wait to tell you, and 30 little hands go up, which is lovely.
So my favourite vocab this year has been petulant. It describes how a character is being childish.
Foreseeable means forever.
Teepee is a kind of cone-shaped tent.
I learned philosopher is basically just someone who's paid to think, and I thought it was quite interesting.
Words like tumultuous, which means up and down, so you're not too sure of it.
Sorry, one of my highlights doing the Big Read was when we were reading Looking for JJ, and that book ends on a massive cliffhanger. So when we finished, the students closed the book, and it was a collective, well, is that it? Well, what happens next? And I was like, we're going to have to read the next book to find out. And obviously the next book wasn't in our curriculum to read, and one of my students bought it. And I could see her sitting in form before we started our new book with it. And I said to her, is that the next book of JJ? She said, I just needed to know what happened. I just needed to know. And that was just one of them moments where you just smile. And I've made it with these students. They've enjoyed this book so much so that they're now reading on their own.
We come down in English, we come down into the library and do some reading for the whole lesson, and that really puts me in a good mood for the next lesson, or maybe lunch or something.
Well, we've read Wonder, Shadow Jumper and Malala.
We've read The Hunger Games, Wonder, we're doing the Northern Lights at the moment, and I Am Malala.
The first one we read was The Curious Incident of the Dog in the Night. Yeah. The next one was Black Flamingo. The one after that was
Looking for JJ,
and now we're on
The Children of London.
Yeah.
I enjoyed Looking for JJ because it explores how growing up in a dysfunctional family can affect a child later in their lives.
If I could tell anyone considering the big read anything, it would be don't be scared. At first, when you hear this idea, oh, for 20-25 minutes every morning, you're going to read with your class, you're going to encourage this love of learning, but as you've heard from all of the other teachers, it really does.
If I could give any advice to another teacher, I would say be excited about the big read, because it is really, really exciting, and I think if you're excited, the pupils will be excited too.
Before the big read, I never read at home, but it's actually inspired me to sometimes actually read at home myself.
It's just so much fun to read that in the mornings, but like that's what I look forward to when I'm coming to school the most.
It has like helped me quite a lot in like English and like other subjects and my spelling.